been said that this is an age of speed, but perhaps it would be more correct to say that it is an age of records. All over the world, people are imbued with the desire either to get to some place quicker than anyone has ever done it before, or to perform some feat of daring or skill not yet attempted. In some instances, this leads to queer performances, such as that of the gentleman who had himself buried alive for over a month. Some may wonder whether the making or breaking of records is of any use. Others may deride the various forms which it may take. Others may lament the restless spirit of the age or count the cost too high. But I personally am a great believer in the more intense forms of competition, entailing as they do a degree of skill and of courage, which undoubtedly have done so much directly and indirectly to improve the breed, and thereby make for the greater happiness or service of mankind. I am told that visitors to the Movietone News Theatre during the past 3 years have seen a prolific number of records smashed, and so the following review of this period's achievements, specially compiled and exclusively presented in this theatre, will no doubt prove of enormous interest to everybody.
Perhaps it is fitting that we should commence with the flight at Calshot of the first machine to travel at 400 miles an hour, an honour which fell to Britain. And here is Flight Lieutenant Stainforth, whose nerves of steel enabled him to pilot the Schneider plane. This achievement fired the Italians, and Lieutenant Agello hurtled over the waters of Lake Garda at a speed of 424 miles an hour, establishing a world record which still stands. British athletes had the opportunity of seeing the world's greatest long-distance runner, Nurmi of Finland, strike his best form at Stamford Bridge, when he added yet another world record to his credit by completing 6 miles in 29 minutes, 36 and 2/5 seconds. One yard of moustache. A greater length of facial decoration is as yet unknown to the world, and the achievement has been the life work of Herr Heinrich Otto of Germany. The coronation of Ras Tafari at Addis Ababa in Abyssinia, which was attended by the Duke of Gloucester, will be remembered for the famous flight made by Captain Hope with the Movietone film of the event, when the 5,000 miles to London were covered in 4 days, establishing a record, and enabling the film to be released on the same day as pictures appeared in the press, a landmark in screen journalism. America imprisons a gangster. Al Capone, with his hand on his hat, away for 11 years, and the arrest of the hero of many a gangster film sets a unique precedent for the underworld of America. Movietone made everyone an explorer when they travelled in the Graf Zeppelin, commanded by Captain Eckner, on her survey flight over the frozen wastes of the Arctic. Surely the most thrilling aerial adventure ever attempted by man. George Eyston, protected by an asbestos suit in case of fire, secured for Britain the baby car record, when he roared along Pendine Sands in his baby midget at 120 miles per hour. Here is a record being turned over. Lieutenant Falcone of Italy flies upside down for 2 hours 16 minutes, setting up a new world mark. The world's biggest gymnastic display was staged by clubs from all over Germany at Stuttgart, when 60,000 exercised at the same time. The scene resembles nothing so much as a human cornfield. first sight, this scene may not resemble a record, but it is none other than three party leaders, Mr. MacDonald, Mr. Baldwin, and Mr. Lloyd George, all in agreement on the same platform, and the cause was that of peace. The last few years have seen science going after the mighty atom, and in the research laboratories at Metropolitan Vickers, a 1,000,000-volt spark was produced. Jim and Amy Mollison take off in Seafarer from Pendine for the first husband and wife flight over the North Atlantic.